Henry Reed, no matter what he was doing, he would stop and sit down and teach you a tune. It would sit there as long as you wanted to play.
I think he had one of the most diverse and biggest repertoires of any fiddler recorded. Real unique blend of tunes, really.
He had some unique songs that he had passed on that came through him and into the community.
A lot of them had to do with the fact we had that railroad coming through here, and he probably got to learn more tunes than some mountain fiddlers by the railroad and stuff.
So he's a kind of a national treasure.
And a lot of these songs originated in the 1600s in Scotland. They came to Ireland and came over with the miners. And
obviously the music is, passed on through generation to generation.
Henry Reed lived actually just one ridge over. If you would have made a left instead of a right to come up off of 460. He was a family guy who happened to be a really good musician. Somebody would come by, and no matter what he was doing, he would stop and sit down and teach you a tune. It would sit there as long as you wanted to play, that sort of stuff. So a lot of the folks of that generation and his age, and it's just they basically did with music what they did with the regular lives, just like with my grandmother, making you come in and eat and sit down and be comfortable, that sort of stuff. They did the same thing with the music, so it's just kind of like there's somebody who wants to learn it, they sit down with them and they learn it, and they are very patient with them to learn it, so it kind of, slowly grows out from that, because then when they're, an older age, they're probably going to be teaching the same tunes to someone that's much younger than them, and it may be in this area, it may not be within this area, particularly like with tech and in Radford and the schools around here. A lot of the folks come and they may learn these tunes, and then they go off to wherever their home or their job is, right? So they may sit here and go to the Blacksburg Jam or the Jam at MacArthur's or something like that and learned all these tunes, and then they go to Silicon Valley or Boston or whoever their job takes them after they graduate, and now those tunes are there, and hopefully they'll be grown out from there.
For the very best in bluegrass, listen to WNRV, The Ridge, AM.
Yeah, obviously this is the lobby. And this is our studio here. We have a sports show, 9 to 10 Saturday mornings. We also have bands in here. They'll have a show, the Newport Valley Jamboree, Saturdays from 3 to 4. So we'll do live bands in here. We'll go out and record them at town festivals or Fiddlers conventions, all sorts of different things. So basically, the recordings I have for the show are from done in here, as well as Henry Reed Fiddlers Convention, Giles Fiddlers Convention, some stuff at the Floyd Country Store, just all over the place. Back in the 1950s and 60s, there weren't too many stations, and there wasn't hardly any TV. So it was basically your only source, particularly of information. So it was just being one of the few sources of music, other than going out and buying, your albums and tapes or whatever, depending on the time period. But it kind of kept it going, and then by us coming back and changing the format to bluegrass, which was just like a natural fit for the area, because there are no 24-hour bluegrass station. We're the only one. Like, there's a couple of the stations that will have parts of the day, or certain days of the week or something like that, but we're the only one that's 24 hours. The other thing is that with the internet stream is that people listen all over the world, actually, like literally all over the world. I got an email from a guy that said, I'm sitting here listening to your good bluegrass in the mountains of northern Thailand. And I had a guy from Rome send me an email asking me about a song he didn't recognize. It was a song by the local group Gold Rush, whose mandolin player is the guy that owns the appliance store.
I can still see them sway. I can still see them sway.
We're more than just us, it's more to it than a band. I mean, if we want to get together and go fishing, we can get together and go fishing. If we want to go do whatever, you know, play golf, yeah, we play. But you know, and we're just a bunch of friends that get together, but we also play music.
I started dating my wife, who was in a musical family, and about the same time I started working for Mike. And Mike sold the instruments, and so at lunchtime he would play music, and I would sit around, and I just picked a guitar off the wall, and I said, "Show me how to play this thing," and he showed me how to play it. You know, and as soon as I was able to make a chord that sounded somewhat musical, I was kind of hooked after that.
I always told people to come to the store, you know, looking at a guitar, and they said, "Well, I don't want." It don't matter how good or how bad you play. Playing music, everybody has the same amount of fun. If you're good or bad, you still have fun doing it, you know.
Personally, I used to be that kid or somebody that couldn't play or couldn't hardly play, and you know, Mike would take time out of his day to show me how to play something, and I know I aggravated Alvin to death at one time about showing me how to play stuff, and so it's, you know, that's just kind of it's like an unwritten rule, you know, you don't want to discourage anybody from playing.
Well, the old time jam is just something that is unique in this area, and it's unique to the world, and a lot of the songs here are only played in this area. Nobody else even knows them. And we draw people from every aspect of life. People will be here from all aspects of life tonight to listen to the music and to sing, and some of them will even dance. It's a wonderful time. We've had people come here from Paris, France, the University of Chicago, China, and tonight we have Barbara Scott. She's an internationally known songwriter and lyrics and guitar player from North Carolina. She'll be here tonight along with our regular group.
I've met a lot of people that I would not have met if it wasn't for music, and we have formed several close friendships through music. It's nice to see other people come to this community. It's just, we're a small community, so we've had a couple people that play with us now that moved from other places to here to play with us, so it's nice to kind of share our story.
So we actually are transplants from Celanese. So Celanese moves my husband around every few years, although I've now decided Giles County is where we're staying. And so when we arrived here, I guess about 7 years ago now, we found the MacArthur in Narrows, and they play old-time music there every single Thursday. And so we started playing there and fell in love. Actually, what happened is we started going there, and one of the people there, his name's Dave Lloyd, and he actually offered for us to start playing his upright bass. And so we started playing with his upright bass, and then he's like, "I know somebody who teaches the violin. Would you be interested?" And that's something I've wanted to do my entire life. My grandpa actually used to play, but he passed away when I was 3, so I never got to hear him like really play or something. So, but everybody knew him, like, and this was the type of music that he played. He played old-time music, and so when I could hear them, I felt like it was connecting me to like something that I'd missed out on for, you know, all my life. And so Dave got me started playing the violin, and now it's the fiddle for how I play it. But that's what we do every Thursday now. It's like they've just really accepted us, and I don't know if I think it's just the community they have there. They're just super welcoming. Anybody who comes, they want you to play, they want you to set in, even if you don't know what you're doing, like was for me for like a solid 4 years. Like I literally more or less just held my instrument, and they still wanted me to set in the circle with them and be a part of it. And since then, we've just kind of become family. It's great.
Music and community can often bring people together who, in other terms, would not often see eye to eye or have a lot of conversation topics to share. For me, it breaks down all the barriers when you have community coming together for a purpose of preserving and playing music and just being together in fellowship with your neighbors. I mean, honestly, there's nothing more gratifying, in my opinion,